All right, I'm going to be doing a review on the Bauer polisher from Harbor Freight. This is their latest polisher that they put out. This one's 7.5 amp, 2000 to 4600 RPM. They had an earlier model that was, I believe, 5.7 amps. That one was like $79. This one here is priced at $99. And of course, as always, you go to Harbor Freight, you always got the option to use their 20% off coupon. So this one here will end up out the door somewhere around that $80 mark. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this. This was a Christmas present I got, so I decided to do a video on it. I am by no means a professional polisher or auto body guy, so this is just my take on this polisher. Alright, so there it is. My first impression, just by picking it up, is that it's heavy. And I don't mean heavy like it's too heavy, heavy like quality. I've been looking for a polisher for a while, and I looked at some of the real cheap ones for like 40-50 bucks. And you can just tell they're chintzy. My first impressions of this is it feels like quality. Whether it is or not, time will tell. Alright, I'm going to be using this Novice or Novus, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to be using this product on my son's plastics for his 91 LT230E that we've been working on. And I'm going to use the polisher, obviously. I've used this in the past. In fact, I think in another video once I mentioned I would do a review on this stuff. I've used it by hand, and it does a good job on plastics. Definitely an improvement from what they are when you start, but I'm hoping with the polisher that this stuff will actually really bring out the shine. So we're going to put it to the test. Okay, first things first, we're going to obviously clean this plastic up. I'm just going to use some Windex. We want to get all the dirt and grime off of it the best we can. Okay, as you can see, I taped off a section here, just so when we're done, I can pull this tape off and we can actually get a better look at how good of a job it did. If you look close here, definitely has some, I wouldn't say deep scratches, but definitely has some good surface scratches there. I don't expect that, again, I've used this stuff before by hand. I don't expect it'll remove all those, but basically looking for an improvement. This pad simply just pushes right on there. It's Velcro hook and loop, so you don't have to worry about tying your pads on or anything like that. So just take it, make sure it's on there good. That's it. Here's your dial for your speeds. Obviously, the lower the number, the slower it's going to go. Minimum. And then it just slides up to number 6 is the maximum. And as you're using this, you can adjust it as you're using it. It doesn't click in each spot. It's actually variable. All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape lines now. I feel it made an improvement. I don't know that it'll be night and day, but I do feel like it made a difference. Okay, so I don't know how that's showing up on camera. You'll probably see my reflection in the square spot there. So it actually did make quite a difference. The video is really not doing it much justice, but you can still see the white scratches all along the outside here, all up along there, and you can see in the center it's much shinier. None of the white scratches. If you get real close, you can see some of the deep scratches that were there. You're probably never going to get rid of them unless you want to spend hours and hours wet sanding, which I don't know too many people that want to do that. But if you got an old quad or an old three-wheeler with the original plastics and you want to make them look better, because obviously they're not available anymore, I would say it's definitely worth the effort. If you got an old beater and you don't care about it, then that's a whole other thing. But I would definitely say it's worth the effort. I'm going to go ahead and try to do this entire thing and see how it looks, with the whole thing complete. So to wrap this video up, I wouldn't call the test that I put this polisher to much of a test. I obviously haven't tried it on a vehicle with old tattered paint. I'm hoping to do that at some point with the Mustang, hopefully to get that to shine back up. So at some point I'll do that and really put this thing to the test. But for the little bit that I used it, I liked it. It ran good. Like I said, it feels quality, feels heavy, it feels, it doesn't feel cheap, let's put it that way. Seemed to do a good job on the plastics. So, not much of a review, but, for the $80 that it cost, again, this was a Christmas present, but they run for $99, 20% off, after tax and stuff, you'll be in the $80 area. So, for the price, I don't think you can go wrong irregardless. And back to this Novice product. Again, used it before by hand. I wouldn't expect miracles from it on some really old faded plastics, but I've had good luck shining up some of these old quad sports and stuff, and it definitely makes them look better. It's for sure. I know there's a lot of other tricks out there for plastics. Some people use a heat gun, linseed oil, things like that. But this stuff for a quick shine, to make an improvement, definitely comes recommended. So that's it on this video. And like I said, I'll probably end up polishing up the rest of that plastic. And once that's done, I'll probably add that to a video somewhere when we're putting the 230E back together. All right, so there's the front plastic all polished up. I did the whole thing with the same process that I showed with that squared out area. And I just sprayed it down with some auto detailer, some of that quick wax stuff. So that definitely shined it up a bit too. So that might fade a little bit, but I don't think it's going to fade much, to be honest with you. So pretty happy with it. We even cleaned up the decals. To give you an idea what it used to look like, there's the rear plastic, and believe it or not, they were the same color. The back wasn't more faded than the front. Sometimes plastics do that, I don't know why, but these were almost exactly the same. So obviously I got to do the same thing with the back here. This guy's going to come off. Still looking for a new one of these. These are hard to come by. I do have, of course, I have a new one of these, but that one's in good shape. I have a new one of those. That's in good shape. But anyhow, I'm missing this guy here. I believe that's for the tire pressure. So if anybody knows where I can get one of those, pretty much checked everywhere online, and they're nowheres to be found. But anyhow, we'll be working on that guy next. But for now, that's going to wrap up this video. Definitely happy with polishing that up. I think it was worth the effort. Probably spent a total of probably a good hour on it, probably a little bit longer to be honest with you, maybe like an hour and 15 minutes. But you know, they don't look brand new. The camera is probably helping out a bit in this situation, but all those white scratches and stuff, you know, you get up close, there's still stuff there, but overall pretty good outcome.